Hello, and in this video, I am going to be making a marketplace business in as little time as I possibly can. So just to make things clear, this is going to be a place where people can go on, create a listing, view listings, and contact people. It's not going to have a built-in chat. It's just going to be people's phone numbers and stuff like that. And it's not going to have payments built in. There are a lot of marketplaces that don't have payments built in. So someone can post an ad, someone will see their phone number, they can pick up the phone and give them a call. Let's see how fast we can do this. And I just want to say there are a ton of businesses like this that are extremely successful. So I'm going to do this as an MVP. You can follow after me, and then you can build something that's actually going to work in whatever locale it is that you live in. So let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is just create a Memberstack app right here, and I'm just going to call this Marketplace MVP. Just like that, we're going to install it in Other. And then I'm going to start from the Next.js boilerplate buy for sell. So just like that, it's always ready, just waiting for me because I use it so much. All right, so now I'm going to hit deploy. And again, we're going to say Marketplace MVP. There we go. And all of the links to everything that I'm doing, like Memberstack, like this boilerplate, like the MCP, all of these things, the links in the description below. So just click that. You can find everything I'm doing and follow after me. So now that this is doing its thing, what I'm going to go ahead and do is first close off my other terminal, and then I am going to create a new folder in my projects folder, and I'm going to call it again the same thing, which is Marketplace MVP. Just like that. Okay, now I can go ahead and start a new terminal in that window, which is where I'm going to use Claude Code. If you haven't really vibe coded much in the past, then go to the link in the description. There's a video where I set all this stuff up from scratch and install Claude Code on a brand new computer. I think it's so helpful for any of you people who are brand new to all of this stuff. It's intimidating to start, but once you get it going, honestly, it's really not that hard, as you'll see in this video. So, all right, now that we have this going, let's pop open Claude by just typing in Claude. And then I am going to my GitHub repo that was created automatically by Vercel right there. Now I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to let it know, copy all of the code from this repo into the folder and set the remote origin. All right, let's do that. All right, there we go. So now this is done. Apparently, I'm just going to go and check and make sure that indeed it is done. I'm going to go into projects, find my Marketplace MVP. Boom, there it is. All right, we are good to go. I'm going to stop looking at that now. So, all right, we have this. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new tab, and we're going to install 2 MCP servers. The first one is the shadcn MCP, and this is what I use to get really great looking AI-generated front ends. There's a link in the description where I talk a little bit more about why, but I mean, if you watch this video, you'll figure out why. Then we're going to install the Memberstack MCP server as well. So this one is going to allow it to create everything we need in Memberstack. I'm not going to have to touch it. I'm not going to have to do anything. Link in the description for this documentation. So I'm going to paste this in. That being said, it's already configured. All I'm going to do now is just run this command here to make sure it's not logged into one of my other apps. It's logged into the actual app that I'm currently using. So now I'm going to exit Claude Code just like that. And then I am going to pop it back open. And this is going to register that I'm indeed using those MCPs. As we can see, we're good to go. Now it should pop open Memberstack auth just like it's doing right now. Can you tell I've done this a couple times? Anyways, all right, let's scroll down and go to Marketplace MVP and hit continue. Authorization successful. The next thing I'm going to want to do is write /MCP over here. And then I'm just going to hit reconnect because kind of have to do that sometimes to make it work. If you run into any problems with the Memberstack MCP, just hit reconnect. At least from my testing, it has literally fixed it every single time. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is run npm install to install all of the dependencies that are listed in this code, all of the things that are needed to make it run. Then I'm going to do npm run dev. And it's going to pop open my local hosting environment. So this is where I'm going to develop it, and then I can push it to GitHub, which is automatically going to deploy to Vercel super easy. So, all right, beautiful. We're looking at this right now. Now we can pop into Claude Code, and I want to have it build out, first of all, the home page. And the home page should be like a listing, just a bunch sorted by the most recent listings. Now, I want to do my UI first. I do not want it to make it work yet. That's a little bit too much to ask from AI all at once. Let's build the UI, then we're going to make it work after using Memberstack. And again, I'm going to start with that home page, which should just show all of the available listings. So let's do that now. I'm going to write up my prompt. All right, there we go. So we got our homepage done, and I mean, hey, this looks solid. Obviously, it would look like way better with actual listings in it, which we're going to have in the near future. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. Let's go ahead and check responsive. Usually it just does this for me. Look at that. I mean, hey, this looks phenomenal. What can I say? For a one shot, this looks great. We're going to use something called tweakcn later to make it look even better. Don't worry, we'll get to that later. So now what I want is my auth pages. So I'm going to let it know, do the same thing, shadcn blocks, default styling, make me a sign up page and a login page. All right, there we go. So it says it created them. Let's see, sign up page looks great. I'm gonna actually make it so it's just email, password. I don't need full name and confirm password. So then it's probably gonna look similar to the login page, just like that. Wonderful. All right, so I'm gonna let it know that right now. It's done. So the next thing we're gonna need is a create listing form. So I'm gonna tell it to create that now. All right, there we go. So it made this dashboard page. So there's my listings and there's add listing. The only thing I find kind of weird about it is why doesn't it just take up the full width? So I'm gonna have it do that now. I'm gonna let it know that my listings and add listing don't take up the full page width, so make that happen. All right, there we go. So this is looking very good. Now it doesn't have a form to edit, but they do have an edit button, and I agree editing would be great. So I'm gonna ask it now to make a dialog box using shadcn so that people can edit their listings. All right, there we go. So my UX is looking great, and I want to zhuzh it up a little bit, make it not just look like a black and white wireframe. I'm going to do that using tweakcn. The link is in the description. Look at how easy this is. If you've never seen me do this in another video, I'm just going to find a UI that I like. Let's see. Some of these are very opinionated. Some of them are a little bit more simple. This one's pretty nice. I'm gonna say, let's go with this one right here. This one is super pretty. Let's go ahead and copy that. I'm gonna paste that in, and I'm just gonna say, replace my theme with this nice tweakcn theme. Just like that, accept, and watch as my entire app looks like a bazillion times better super quickly. All right, on second thought, I don't really like this theme that much. Let's go ahead and pick a new one. All right, there we go. This one looks super nice to me. So now I'm just gonna push this to GitHub. I'm gonna close up Claude Code, and our UI part of this video is done. The next thing that we're gonna do is make it all work using Memberstack with the MCP. Let's do that right now. All right, so the first thing that I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna wanna make my login and my sign up form work. And along with that, I'm just gonna go into Memberstack here. The MCP can get this, but I don't wanna give it more work to do when I can just simply go ahead and copy my public key and paste it in. And then I'm gonna say, go ahead, make my login and my sign up form work with Memberstack, reference the MCP to figure out how to do that. All right, so just like that, we got our login and our sign up form working. So I just tested it out and it is indeed good. Now, I don't know if this logout button is working. I haven't asked it to do that yet, but we officially have our auth working. All right, so now that we got our auth working, I wanna actually go ahead and make this work. And I just tried to have it do like everything in one prompt. I got a bit ambitious. Let's just keep this one by one, feature by feature. So we have our auth working. I can go ahead, hit sign up, write something in like this, and hit create account, and it is working. So what do I want to happen from here? I want the add listing form to work. So I'm gonna explain to it, I have this add listing form. I want you to create a Memberstack data table for the listings, and I want you to make this add new listing form work. Reference the Memberstack MCP to figure out how to do all of that. All right, let me make that happen now. All right, so it says it got it working. Let's go ahead and try it out. Actually, I'm gonna refresh first, just in case. So, old iPhone. If you're watching, you may have seen me download a picture. This is a totally old. All right, I'm gonna fill the rest of this out and then we'll get back. All right, so we got an error. Let's go ahead and see what that is and we will fix it. So just like that, we indeed got our listing working. As you can see, it is showing right here. It even has the image URL. Can't find that iPhone image for some reason, so I got some other one, but whatever. Okay, so now that is indeed working. Let's see what happens if I go to the My Listings page over here. So it's still showing the old ones. Let's make it so it actually shows the correct listings on the My Listings page. All right, there we go. So it took a little bit, but we managed to get it working. So now someone can create a listing. So I'm going to go ahead and just write here like old iPhone. I'm going to write out this listing and then you'll see. So there you go. As you can see, old iPhone has been created. I still can't find that picture I downloaded of the old iPhone. Probably end up adding like a drag and drop uploader to this, but whatever. So the next thing that I want to do is make it so that editing and deleting works. I'm assuming it doesn't right now. Like if I click this, are you sure you want to delete this listing? Okay. Maybe it does work. Maybe I didn't even have to ask. Let's see. Should just show old iPhone here if it indeed is working. Oh, okay. Well, that's working. Now let's go ahead and try editing it. I may not even have to do that. It just kind of did it for me. Okay. So this description makes no sense. Let's just say something else. All right. So I don't think it's working. Let's go ahead and refresh here. It might be working with problems or it might just be not working. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it's working. I'm going to let it know to make the edit form work. All right, so it is now working. As you can see here, it says it's an old iPhone. That is beautiful. So I think the final thing that we need to do, so someone can create an account, they can log in, they can add a listing, they can view their listings, they can edit their listings, and they can delete their listings. The next thing that I'm going to want to do is make it so that this part here actually shows the correct listings. That's going to be all for this video. So let's go ahead and make that work now. All right, so I just added a couple more listings, as we can see, and it says it's done. So let's go ahead and check out the homepage. And as we can see, it is working. So now anyone can go here, they can create an account, they can add a listing, they can edit a listing, and they can delete a listing. So there's a lot more that you can do to this. The thing is, this is not going to get any users because why wouldn't someone just use Facebook Marketplace? But there are quite a few things you can do. For example, I spent a while living in Serbia, and in Serbia, there is a place where people use to look for used cars. They do not use anything but that. And that site makes a whole bunch of money. This is really not all that much, it's really not all that much better than what we've just created here. So one thing you would want to create is a gallery. Another thing is obviously a way for people to contact people. There's a lot more that you can add to this, but it took me 1 hour and we have built a marketplace without touching our code, and we pretty much didn't even touch the Memberstack dashboard. So that is all for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.